So
Wow.
literally 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, 10x your cash flow in 1 year, in under 1 year. That's why it's called that. I get it now. So how many people do you think say I haven't got time? You know, I got this job, I got kids to look after, I got food to make, clothes to iron, cleaning to do, parents to look after, family to look after, a new job to go and get. Don't have to, you know, got to go make more money. Like I got to watch TV. You know, like there's always a million things to do other than, you know. But if you don't fill your days with something meaningful, then automatically by default they're just going to get filled with garbage. Or things where you think you're busy. You know, we have a whole kind of regime. That's something for another day. Yeah, but so now tell us, like, okay, so you went from one property in London, you got a couple more on the go now. You know, like, what was all the resources you took advantage of, and how did that help you get your get what it is you've got now? Like, so what you're doing in London, what you're doing elsewhere. You know, what type of strategies you're doing. Let's just go all data now. Let's go hard on the data. You know, people want facts, you know, they want, you know, strategies, they want numbers, they want this kind of stuff.
Yeah. From a module perspective, so when we started, the first thing we needed to understand was what our outcome was. Without an outcome, the rest of it doesn't really fall into place. So, you know, we talk about strategies, what strategies you want to do. Your strategy should be lined up to your outcome and all the milestones that come in between. So what we did was we basically just followed the modules, followed the system, the process that's all set out there. And this is where value for money really comes in, because you think you paid for this package and you've got a one-to-one coach. Then there's this other layer of all this online tutorials of really how to really get you started. So we started that, didn't we?
So I think that was the first time where we actually both sat down and got clear on our goals. We knew property was what we wanted. We knew we were already doing it. We also knew a very stressful way of doing it.
Yeah.
But this was the first time where it really began to be like, right, what do we actually want out of this? What's our outcome? What are we actually doing this all for?
Yeah.
And that's where I think it really started snowballing for us.
So I suppose from that point, we then said, right, a target for us is to earn £10,000 from property within a year.
Per
month. Cash flow. So with that said, we straight away knew our strategy was going to be very much aligned with HMOs. A, because we've the experience, and B, we know how rewarding it is from that cash flow and how we can get there quicker. One of the things that we did also realize is, you know, we felt the yields and the money. We learned a lot about our investment area. Once again, M5 deal finder, the rest of it, following the process, following the protocol. You know, we felt that our money could be basically better utilized moving sort of geographically up from where we are at the moment. So that's exactly what we did. And I suppose we went straight into it. So bearing in mind it was lockdown, we started doing viewings, following the guidelines of what the viewings were, and literally just started smashing out offers.
I think we had one point where we had 5 offers accepted on 5 different properties all at once, with the 2 builds still going on, and then we still laughed about how we thought we had too little of our time to get more.
Yeah, and that is exactly it. Like, you know, following the process, having all the resources available, whether it's video, whether it's people, whether it's, you know, masterminds, whether it's one-on-one, whatever that is. But give me the confidence to go out there and do multiple deals. So, you know, we do that little exercise where we say, you know, let's define the outcome. And I always help people, you know, get honed in on it. So did you come up with your 10K per month goal at that event in February? Oh my goodness. So we'll have that recorded somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, listen, you ain't the first person. You're definitely not going to be the last person to come up with a goal, you know, at an event like that. I know Sean Kaching, he came up with his 10K cash flow goal in November 2018. Yeah. And in a year he had that. So I know many other people have done it since and will continue to do it. And it's for people like you who they can come in at whatever point, and you came in and you've seen the people before you were succeeding, winning, happy, smiling, working together, helping it. And it's a bit foreign, isn't it? You know, like you come in and you see people wanting to actually help each other. It's a little bit, you know, strange. Yeah. So versus the, oh, you know, are you sure? Should you share this information? No, I don't want to do that. I'll be in competition if I share that. You know, rather it be the other way around. Yeah. So what are the different strategies and like partnerships and like what's your business activities? What have you done? What have you been able to set up and the foundation that you built over the last year?
So for us personally, so far, as Hap mentioned, we focus mainly on HMOs. So we've now got obviously the 3 in Heathrow. We've got 2 that are currently going through refurb in the Midlands, and 1 that will be completing this week, actually. We've got a rent to rent because we also started exploring a different strategy for a quicker cash flow. So we've got that set up as well. That's where we're at present. And then obviously that will just continue to grow into bigger strategies as the year goes on.
And tell me, like, what have you done in regards to raising finance? I mean, you raised finance in the beginning for your operation, yeah, or your procedure. So then, what's your journey been like raising finance for your deals?
Yeah, I think very different type of raising finance. You know, asking someone for money for a health reason is almost a lot simpler, you know, because there's an emotional attachment. When you're actually trying to give someone something back for their money, they actually have to think twice about it, which is a scary thing about it. So
I think it kind of links back to not being used to being in a community of people willing to help each other. Trying to go to someone and do exactly that, explain why we want funds to give them a better return, so it's a win-win situation, is a bit alien to people.
But I think nonetheless, we done that, and I think one of the learnings that we did was you know, where we did approach investors, we used the model that we used when we raised finance for Remus Health. We were ourselves. We were genuine. That's when people are investing, they're investing in you. The numbers are great and the rest of it. But if you can be yourself and you can approach an investor and say, you know, this is what we're doing, this is our experience, this is what the return will give you, it's a lot better. And I used to work myself up over it. And, you know, I used to walk up and down and try and you know, talk myself into how I'm going to say the right thing and stuff like that. But just be yourself. And so we've done that, you know, and I suppose we done it the hard way, didn't we? Where we were. And this goes down to the coaching, you know, where you've almost got, right, okay, so what do you need to do for your next deal? Well, we need £75,000. Okay, you got a week.
We had a week, but we also, that was the one thing that we thought we couldn't do. We were like, we could find deals.
Yeah.
We know how HMOs work. We know how to get it from beginning to end. We know how to exit now, because obviously our Heathrow 2.0s have gone swimmingly well since being part of the tribe. Like, they were amazing. But we can't raise finance. That's literally, we were adamant. We were like, we can't do that. And then had the 1 week deadline. And what did we come back with?
Yeah, £75,000 was done. And that was just straight down to, it's your limiting belief, isn't it? Well, why can't you do it?
And you were at the last event in April. We had the 3-day virtual event, not April, January.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was in April. So you were there when, you know, we did that exercise and we raised over £1.2 million in investor finance. We changed it up and increased the intensity of the exercise from when you came in February, which I think was the previous record. So the previous record before 1.2 million was 336, I think it was 336,000. Bear in mind, we only did 15 minutes. At that one, but it's just so cool to say, hey, look, like, we got these beings as the vehicle to do something, and like the technical knowledge combined with that personal development to be able to be yourself, be genuine, follow processes, follow things that like are proven to always have worked, always will work, before, you know, 2020, after 2020, and all of that good stuff. So Dawn, you're right. You and your team had the previous record, and then we just beat it. So let's beat it again in April. So if you want to come and you want to be part of the beating of this record, 1.2 million in raising private investor finance. That's not even raising finance through banks and other channels and, you know, other creative ways to raise the credit as well. That's not even including them. This is just personal joint venture or investor finance. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to do that, make sure that you hit yourself up, get the ticket. Where's the ticket? Is there something here? You know, I'm sure Trisha, if you're there, if you just put the link in, or someone just put the link in, Real Life Property Secrets Exposed.com. It's worth going. Go watch the video, go and see what it's all made of, see what your options are, what you can have as part of coming on that 3-day virtual training, and whatever else is involved for you to, have the tools that you need to have. So look, I've got a couple of questions to ask you that are super important. Very, very important. We must always ask these questions. But just before I do that, are there any tips or kind of let's say you had a message to all the people who kind of have a burning desire to want to do something in life, but maybe something, maybe holding them back. They may have some fear of success, fear of failure. They may be worried about their current situation and just trying to survive, currently. So let's say a message going out to all these people that want to do some good in the world. Then what is your advice?
I think it'd be like, life's always going to come up. If you want to take action to change your life, you have to just do it. Like, the biggest thing for us was coming over our limiting beliefs and things that we were not even aware were holding us back at that time. We knew what we wanted. We knew what we wanted to do. We had a life experience that made us want to push forward even faster, but we still had that little voice coming up inside us trying to pull us back from, maybe doing as much as we were doing, or like we said, telling us we couldn't raise finance. Like, from that 75k we raised, we went on to raise 375k. Never would have thought we could have done that. And I think it is just, you have to just take action to reach your goals and your dreams.
I think 100%. I think, the other thing is you've got to be willing to invest in yourself. If you can't invest in yourself, you need to be willing to go to the next level. And every time you feel fear and do it anyway. That's what gets you stronger. That's what gets real growth. And and it's a bit, you literally rocket forward. It's that analogy of when you're pulling back the bow and it gets a bit tighter, it gets tighter. When it let goes, you've got flying. And I'm saying that firsthand. And I've been at the point where I'm like, well, hold on, things are getting a bit scary now, but it's brilliant. Honestly, stick to it. It's your belief system. If someone ever says, it's not the way, where's the proof that's not the way? It's your belief system. It's your life. Basically, shape it the way you want to do, and just go get it and take action today. Just whatever it is, do something, because that's one thing. A lot of people just sit on it. Do it is another thing I'll say. Anything, could be anything. Just do something today.
100%. But also, I think on the back of that, we surrounded ourselves with so many like-minded people, like so many people taking action, like being a part of so many people that are willing to help us, answer our questions, guide us where we weren't sure, and just seeing their results and successes, it pushes you to do exactly that, to move forward.